In Switzerland, every person has a daily water consumption of approximately 300 liters. The water is stored in local reservoirs and then distributed to the consumers. Storage should obviously be as hygienic and cost-efficient as possible. Nevertheless, visual inspections have shown that nearly half of the water containers present stains and damage to the concrete or the mortar. Problem areas become apparent mostly through brownish stains on the concrete surface of the ground or the wall area beneath the waterline. The affected spots often have a weakened coating that can easily be scraped off. Furthermore, metal installations like pipes, sewers, doors or stairs can corrode over time. Such damage reduces the life of water chambers, and sooner or later expensive restorations will be required. A timely, comprehensive analysis allows countermeasures to lower restoration costs and increase the life of the reservoirs. Suicorr plc, located in Dietikon, Switzerland, has acquired extensive knowledge in the field of restoration of urban water supply and sanitation systems. CEO Mr. Daniel Oberhansley and his team have expertise in comparing the conditions of different reservoirs and can rely on their experience in the field of reinforced concrete and buried pipelines. These three areas have one thing in common. In the long term, a minimal but unfavorable electric circuit can cause damage to the concrete and the metal structures.
Eine kürzlich veröffentlichte Forschungsarbeit zeigt, dass höchstwahrscheinlich auch in Trinkwasserbehältern Ionenströme für diverse Schadensprozesse verantwortlich sind. Mittels kathodischem Schutz können diese schädlichen Stromkreisläufe unterbunden und Schadensprozesse gestoppt werden. Seit 1994 wurden rund 150 Trinkwasserkammern nach diesem Prinzip ausgerüstet. Erfahrungen zeigen, dass in ausgerüsteten Trinkwasserkammern keine neuen Flecken entstanden sind und die Schadensprozesse gestoppt werden konnten.
The causes for the damaging ionic currents are complex and varied, but their creation can be explained in simple terms through the galvanic process. If two different metals are located in a humid and conductive medium such as water, they possess different electrochemical potentials. If these two metals are electrically connected, due to the potential difference, a small current, similar to a battery, is generated. The nobler metal turns into a cathode, and the less noble into an anode. In the place where the current exits, metal is removed, which we generally call corrosion, and which is the reason for the stain formation on the mortar surface in water reservoirs. Cathodic protection systems get to the root of the problem and interfere with the damaging electric current exit. An artificially generated circuit changes the direction of the natural current flow. Where previously the outgoing current would have caused damage, the protective current enters instead, with the effect of stopping the damaging process.
Das eigentliche Problem sind also Spannungsdifferenzen zwischen den Bauelementen und/oder innerhalb des Mörtels bzw. die daraus resultierenden Ionenströme. Solche Konstellationen entstehen in einem Wasserreservoir unter anderem durch unterschiedliche Metalle, belüftete Wände oder Erdungsbänder.
If, for example, the fastening of a metal staircase touches the reinforcement, it causes an electric connection. As these two metals have different electrochemical potentials, a voltage difference occurs, which causes the damaging circuit over the water and the damp concrete. Mortar damage, in the form of soft stains, forms where the electric current exits. Dr. Markus Büchler, director of the Swiss Society for Corrosion Protection, is involved in a study about stain formation and corrosion in water reservoirs. He has been dealing with this topic for many years and knows today's status of this science very well.
Der detaillierte Schadensprozess ist bis heute noch nicht restlos erklärt und die Ursachen sind auch noch nicht vollständig verstanden. Wir können aber deutlich zeigen, dass Ströme einen wesentlichen Einfluss haben dürften. Außerdem ist auch bekannt, dass durch Beeinflussung des Ionenstromes eine Verbesserung in Bezug auf Fleckenbildung erreicht werden kann. Damit können wir bestätigen, dass durch einen kathodischen Schutz eine Erhöhung der Dauerhaftigkeit von Reservoirauskleidungen erreicht werden kann.
Cathodic protection is not only a very reliable method to prevent damage, but compared to later surface coating, it represents only a slight intervention that minimizes any disruption. The installation of a cathodic protection system usually takes only 2 to 3 days. In order to bring the protective current into the reservoir, anodic wires are installed at the bottom of the chamber, which are energized by the rectifier with the necessary electric current. The protective current flows from the anodes through the water and over the reinforcement back to the rectifier, suppressing in this way the damaging current's exit. The installed system not only stops the damaging process, but also enables a permanent monitoring of the reservoir conditions. Annual control measurements ensure the desired protection and provide information about the conditions of the reservoir. Deviations in control parameters mean that general conditions have changed.
Durch den Einbau einer kathodischen Schutzanlage können bereits vorhandene Schäden nicht rückgängig gemacht werden. Es ist daher wichtig, dass Schäden frühzeitig erkannt und analysiert werden. Denn am Anfang sind die Beschädigungen für die Lagerung des Trinkwassers unproblematisch. Rechtzeitig eingesetzt sind keine weiteren baulichen Maßnahmen notwendig.
If the damage is already too advanced, a conventional restructuring of the surface will be inevitable. Even as a complement to surface renovations, the analysis of existing ionic currents is worthwhile because the cathodic protection system that derives from it ensures that in the future there will be no more damage to the concrete, thereby increasing the longevity of the reservoir and reducing future restoration costs. Another widespread damage is corrosion inside the pipes. This may cause water leakage, but can't always be immediately seen from the outside. This damage is also due to electric connections between different metals, or rather to the compensating current resulting from them. Such inconvenient situations are often caused inadvertently by mixed installations. In our example, there are chrome steel pipes and cast armatures without electrical separation. The conductive medium in this case is the water contained in the pipes. If the inner coating of the cast armature is damaged, the natural but damaging circuit is generated. In this constellation, small anode, big cathode, the area ratio is extremely unfavorable, which leads to the rapid corrosion of the cast element. In such cases, it is advisable to install an isolating piece or isolating flange. Applied as a connection between the pipelines, it prevents the direct contact of the different metals and stops the damaging circuit.
Bei elektrischen Auftrennungen gilt es, die gesetzlichen Vorschriften bezüglich Personensicherheit zu beachten. Diese schreiben vor, dass sämtliche berührbaren Metallteile am Potentialausgleich angeschlossen werden müssen.
But this would generate a new electric connection that causes a new damaging circuit. In order to address this issue, equipotential will occur, if necessary, separately over a delimitation unit. This ensures that in a normal operation state, there will be no damaging corrosive currents flowing, but in case of a dangerous voltage, the person's safety is guaranteed. In order to coordinate the use of delimitation units and electric separations, it is important to create in a timely manner an earthing concept for the whole pipe system, because a later installation would be more difficult and much more expensive. The operators of water reservoirs would like to keep costs for maintenance and restoration as low as possible, and at the same time they wish to ensure their longevity. In order to achieve this goal, early analysis and planning are very important. These systems must always be evaluated individually and beyond the usual norms. Suicorr plc is able to compare the damage and general conditions of a multitude of reservoirs and has profound knowledge in this area. With this combination of technical know-how and significant practical experience, the suicorr team offers cost-effective solutions for a sustainable and reliable restoration of urban water supply and sanitation systems.